Hey everybody, it's Monica at Embellish Everything. I just wanted to real quick record this journal for my dad that I made for Christmas before I have to send it out. I'm a little croupy with sinus stuff, so I hope I'm talking at the right level, and I hope that I don't cough my head off during this video. I've already done the video once and it was way too long, so, or at least I thought it was. So we're going to try it again and go a little faster. If you would, I try to give a few little hints and tips and stuff as I go if I have them. Let me know if that's helpful, if you want to see that, if you want me to go faster and just flip through. So I kind of, because I'm new at doing these videos, I'm just trying to get the right pattern or system down for everybody. Anyway, okay, so this is I'd Rather Be a Yankee. My dad's been a Yankee fan since he was really little. Vintage style fabric here covering both the back and the front. We got this metal piece. I ran ribbon through it, put it across the front. Most of this is scrapbook paper that I have, and other papers that I've just kind of collected along the way. There are some Project Life cards. There are flashcards in here, coffee dyed paper, scrapbook paper, ribbons, trims. There's all sorts of stuff. There's also some Tim Holtz. This is Tim Holtz wallpaper, actually, out of a wallpaper pack. Then we washi that in. So I also try to include something new I'm doing. This note from the bookmaker I found online. It's been talked about on several of the junk journal pages that I'm in. I printed on coffee dyed paper and trimmed it down to fit in the book. I like to tuck that in because it really kind of gives people that have never had a journal like this or don't quite understand why you would want it or how you would use it. It gives them lots of ideas and explains things. So here's some Project Life cards tucked in there. Hot dog charm clipped on. Here is instead of doing banners from the top, I did pennants from the side. Some memo paper. There's memo papers in here and or little notepad papers. Stuff out of books. Mickey Mantle was his favorite player, so of course he and several other players are involved. This book actually is meant for him to record stories and things from our ancestors. The first signature is geared towards his mom's side of the family, and the second signature is his dad's side of the family. So all these vintage photos that you see are actually our family members. So hopefully I put things in here to kind of spark ideas for him. Beautiful vintage postcard. This actually is 3 tuck spots here, and then that tucked down on the back. Coffee dyed papers, stamped papers. This is a hidden clip with a family photo on there, and then vintage, another vintage photo here. Just different places, lots of places to write. My dad writes a lot, actually, so I'm hoping he'll really enjoy this. Scrapbook papers, another Project Life card. Made lots of tags. There's a tuck there. There's another one there, and this is actually a Rita flip here. Music, a piano. My grandmother had a piano in their dining room, so this is a tribute to some of the things that she was involved in. She was a 4-H leader. She was also head of the kitchen for a consolidated school district, and so there's lots of things. This little coin envelope that I made, and the tab from the top of a milk jar. And then I love this little mason jar there, 4-H. So belly band with coffee dyed papers, some scrapbooking tags, more here. Here's some stamping, a pocket made out of the book page, doily and more vintage photos. And this actually, I like to use the tags that represent years or special numbers or whatever. And then more scrapbook paper here. And then this, I love this is a sin of our signature. It's got the flag here, and so it allowed me to kind of do a little bit patriotic stuff. My dad's very patriotic, so I know he'll appreciate that. Another family photo there. This is a tribute again to my grandmother. She played bingo, so I found a card with lots of significant numbers on it. She wrote recipes on anything she could find. She was a fabulous cook. People still talk about her cooking. And this was actually written on an envelope at a bingo place. She was talking to somebody. She didn't even know when she got there, but they shared a recipe and she found something to write it down on. That was typical of my grandmother. So, peanuts for our baseball. Peanut envelope, sorry. Papers tucked in there. Vintage radio card. Another Project Life card. More paper to write on. Little clip there. Tip in with scrapbook paper. I made this with my Cricut, so we can tuck stuff up underneath there. And he played basketball, lots of basketball. And so that's why the basketball's in here. 2 pockets, both with some paper in it. This is another vintage photo from our family, and I actually flipped this scrapbook paper. I stamped on it a little bit, but I flipped the scrapbook paper over to the other side and tucked it in the pocket. It's clipped in, so he can use this as a clip, or he can take it off and journal and put it anywhere he wants it. But another little memo tablet paper there, and made a pocket out of a recipe card, of course. More coffee dyed paper. This is a napkin that's been decoupaged on this page, and then some scrapbook paper so he can write in it wherever. This is actually a cupcake liner, some stickers, and then so made a little tuck there out of that. This was actually a sticker I've had for a very long time and never used. I used it this time with some acetate there, and then made the tag to go down inside of it. Another game piece, probably like Go Fish or something like that. Actually, it's got that, so it might be actual playing cards, but I don't think so. Anyway, a quote from Yogi Berra, and some more area to write, some stamping, some stickers. He can write on the back of that guest check. There's more writing space. This flips up. Family photo, and some things tucked in the pocket here. My grandmother's parents did not allow them to play cards in the house, but they played them with their cousins who were in this picture, so I thought that was kind of fitting to put that in there. My grandparents' wedding photo, some pretty stationery, and a sweet note card. And then more tags in this pocket. This has to do with his first car here, and some of the things that they did. That phone's ringing and I'm not going to answer it. Just ignore it. Coffee dyed paper in a double corners, but they are actually double corners, actually, however you want to say that. There's 2 pockets for each one. My grandfather was a firefighter, so we've got some stuff in there geared toward that. Scrapbook paper that's just folded, and so he has plenty of writing space. My grandfather loved to fish, so that's a picture of him as a young boy on a piece of folded paper, and then tucked in here with a vintage fish card. Fabric tab. This is an interesting little tuck here. It's a tuck back here, but it folds out so you can do writing. You could clip it or glue it here if you wanted a double tuck there. There's 2 of these in this book. This is an envelope. There's some stuff in there. Another tag with a vintage photo from our family. And so he's got plenty of space to write, places to hold stuff. He can write on the back of that tag. This is a Tim Holtz card here. Project Life card here. The back side of that envelope makes a tuck. More writing paper, coffee dyed paper. Here's a fabric flip. This has more winter. He lives up north, so they have plenty of that. And so I thought, I've heard stories. That's what I've tried to do, is put some things in here that are some of the stories I've heard that would prompt him to write them down. And okay, so he spent time in Paris when he was in the army. There's a card along a belly band, and then a tag in there. Pages out of the book with ribbon trim, and sorry, just more scrapbook paper and book page items in there. Circus is a big thing around the area where he lives, or where he grew up. And then, so there's scrapbook paper, and there's a tag in there in that popcorn bag, and it flips out, so plenty of space. Here's another little playing card of some sort, Go Fish or something like that. And then a little clip there he can use for whatever. Another vintage photo inside of a pocket that's a note card that flips up, and another Project Life card. More writing paper. Here's the center of our second signature. Use some of that Cracker Jack box and some ribbon to go along with it. And I noticed when I use this paper, sometimes it tends to get crinkled along the edges pretty easy. So I put washi tape on here to kind of help protect it. And we have washi tape over here because we have this for Boy Scouts, Cub Scouts on the back. And then this is another note card, rather large pocket, but we got some big stuff in there. Little birdie that told me so with the phone. I thought that was kind of cute. Tickets as a tuck on the side. Photo of one of his favorite movies, and family photo there. Sorry, excuse me guys, I'm sorry. Tag that I folded in half, and he can write on the whole thing. He can use it as a little tuck spot, whatever he wants to do. This is scrapbook paper. Looks like a drawer. I thought that was kind of cool. And some more stuff sticking out of there. Here's where he stayed in Paris for a while, so we used the Project Life cards to make spots for him to write. And another envelope. This one's actually not glued in, it's clipped in, and there's stuff in here. And it's collaged on this side, and stuff tucked under the envelope on this side. We like how we sleep Holy Babe, and here's Babe Ruth. I thought that was kind of fun. So, more writing space. This one is kind of a I don't know even what to call it, but it's held in with that washi tape, and it flips open to write. On the back we have a waterfall of vintage photos. Here's that other fold out. Here is another page for writing, got some stickers on it. Here's a great big tag with a little tag attached, so he can write on that. Some not cardstock, pardon me, scrapbook paper in a side tuck. And then this little image here made into a side pocket so that you can put the card in there. And tickets overflowing the library pocket in the back. And that is the end of our book. So I thank you for staying with me. Hopefully my cough didn't interfere too much. And I'm glad you stuck around and looked with me. And I hope you have a blessed day. Thank you.